G'day and welcome to Garden Clinic TV. So many people in a wide variety of climates want to grow tropical plants. Well, I had that dream as well back about 12, 13 years ago when we completely re-landscaped this area of the garden. Instead of a ramp, we put in steps with gardens into it and then planted out as many tropical plants that we thought would survive. Well, they have, and the first ones we planted were the big Chinese fan palms above. They were mature trees that we bought and then planted here to create the protection from excessive sun and the odd chance of frost. They're very tough palms. And then we started underplanting. Well, the underplanting is interesting because we haven't lost anything at all over these last dozen or more years. This is one of the many epiphyllums, the Queen of the Nights, and we've got quite a few different varieties, and this one's a real beauty when it comes into bloom. Then the clivias. Now, they have suffered a bit of this summer damage when we had 40+ degrees for several days in a row. But these clivias here are both yellow, peach, and a beautiful green one, and they are really worth having a look at, the new hybrids. So what I'm telling you is that give it a chance, give it a try to grow some tropical plants. Now in the back there we've got a beautiful bromeliad. It's one of the alcantaras, the big one with those massive great flower spikes and beautiful purple leaves. Look at the backs of the leaves, aren't they beautiful? Well, that's really settled in there fabulously. Then you've got to choose some plants that are really tough that you know are going to work, like this philodendron. This is Xanadu. Now, I'm not particularly fussed about it. We planted too many of it originally, but we've just left a few there because it has great foliage, it's tough as old boots and looks great. Now, all of this here above me is the porcelain ginger. Now, when it comes into flower, it's quite a beautiful thing. It's very tough. It's enclosed within this concrete bed, so it won't escape. I don't think it would anyway, but it's lush and green and provides that instant sort of tropical look. Now, to get a bit of colour, we've planted quite a few tropical rhododendrons. Now, it's an incorrect name. They are the Australian warm to cool temperate rhododendrons. This one is called chocolate orange, and it's a beautiful, look at that flower, isn't it stunning? A really magnificent flower. So we've got lots of other dwarf gingers and galangal and the like, and they're all doing extremely well. But for extra colour, I've planted hibiscus. Let me show you some of them. Now, whilst Australia bred a lot of hibiscus during the 40s, 50s and 60s, there were breeders in Queensland and New South Wales churning out dozens and dozens of varieties very suited to our conditions. Things have changed over the years. A lot of people grow the Hawaiian varieties, which were developed after the war in Hawaii, but of course all of them come from China. Hibiscus rosa sinensis, the rose of China. But plant breeders globally have now really tackled them and given us some terrific varieties. These three I'm about to show you are all American, part of the Trade Winds group, and they are available in garden centres. You might need to ask your nursery garden centre manager to get them in for you. Now, this is Tonga Wind. Isn't it a beautiful thing? Much bigger than the Australian Camden Eye, which is a smaller red with a dark red eye, but it's a beautiful, tough plant. Cool Wind is that amazing flower there. It opens out from a really bright yellow bud into all those different colours and then with that dark eye. I really just love it. And of course, the last one is Tie-dye Wind. Don't worry about the fancy names. I can never understand them either. Just try to remember what they are. Now, Tie-dye Wind is a really beautiful, big, single pink. Now, as I said, these are all American varieties which I've been trialling. Prune them down very carefully at the end of winter, but feed them up. They're gross feeders, all hibiscus are, and you need to get the fertiliser into them straight after pruning at the end of winter. And then you get this great crop of flowers right through spring, summer, and into autumn. Hibiscus are really great, tough plants to give you that instant tropical look. And I just love the rich colours. Doesn't matter where you get them from or where they originated, they're all beautiful in the garden. But there's one ginger I'd like to show you. Another one of the plants that I've had a lot of success with is this blue ginger, Dichorysandra thyrsifolia. Long name, but blue ginger will certainly get you the plant at your local garden centre. Now, it's just starting to flower. If I can bring this little plant down here, look at this, isn't it amazing? A really beautiful flower. but in another month's time, it'll be a 10 or 15 centimetre long cobalt blue spike. It really is fabulous. And I just love that blue colour. It's a bit of a favourite of mine. But of course it adds that real seasonal change right the way through autumn into winter, because this will flower then. At the end of winter, I do something a little bit different to some. I cut it right down to the ground, feed it up again along with the hibiscus, which they're growing in the same bed, and then I get all this great growth up to 2 metres and a bit more. Now some who are growing the blue ginger just leave it as a sort of a hedge at around about 1.5 metres. That's okay, it's up to you what you want to do. So blue ginger and all the others that I've shown you, get in that overhead canopy. We put in the Chinese fan palm. It could be crepe myrtles in your garden. It might be a couple of gums or something like that. Once you've got the overhead protection from the extreme cold or the extreme heat, you'll be surprised what you can now grow in a garden that fits into that tropical or even subtropical classification. Now, there's so many more to show you. I haven't even started on the other side of the garden. But this is just a bit of a taste that you can grow a subtropical garden in what we now call a cool temperate or warm temperate garden. I hope you've enjoyed these couple of plants that I've shown you, inspired you to give it a try. And if you've liked it, subscribe to the Garden Clinic TV. And I just hope we'll see more of you on YouTube.